All right, you guys, it's another week. The Donovan Sadiq Show. Catch a bad one. Just don't believe the hype. And I am here joined with my co-host and local nemesis, Demetra K from the Demetra K Show. You guys can catch Demetra K on Sundays, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Last week, we talked about the pastor that was flaunting his stuff on social media on your show, and it was a lot of people really did. They sent me messages. They really liked that topic. Even Pastor Don said he was aboard. You know, he was just, it was, you know, you just don't do that kind of stuff,
right?
You know, and Pastor Don also said Jesus never said enrich yourself off the people you're supposed to be. Sheep do not take care of the shepherd. The shepherd are supposed to take care of the sheep. So he really liked it.
Okay.
Which is really good. So great topic, and I'm glad I was able to catch in on that. My brother enjoyed it. And by the way, for those that are watching on YouTube, we are now officially on iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, Google Plus, Spreaker, and Facebook. So you guys can catch us all like that. And, you know, some of our people have been giving us, sending us, my brother, these new mics. So thanks. Goes out to him. I think they look really nice. Got the little spit thing.
Yes, it reminds me if you guys have seen the ASMR videos where people they're whispering.
Yes.
Hello, darling.
Right.
How are you today?
Right. Or you're in your closet. You're in your closet recording booth. You know, I gotta do it. I gotta cut it. Gotta do it.
Right.
So thank him for that.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
And, you know, it's been, 18, 20, no, it's been about 20-something years since me and him kind of hung out together and stuff like that. Finally, he does something for his little brother.
Finally.
You know, why are siblings like that, you know? Especially the oldest ones.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my oldest one to do something for me.
It's always about them.
I'm going to die trying to wait.
Right. So, again, you guys, thank you guys for tuning in to Don't Believe the Hype, where we try to get past the soundbite, the fakeness of it, and we want you to go a little bit deeper to see what is really the message that they're trying to make you think about. So again, welcome. And if you're on all those different platforms, welcome again, and stand by. We will have the YouTube video available later on in the week. Merry Christmas for those that are out there that believe in that stuff. Kwanzaa, what else holidays they have out there?
I said some Hanukkah.
If you're a devil worshiper, happy metal death or whatever that stuff whatever you guys are into, and for those of you that think that you're an atheist when you're really not, because you got to believe in something, happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you. So I want to get into it. For those of you guys that were wondering, yesterday I went to Evan Moron Morgan's court date. Now these are preliminary court dates, and for those that don't know, Evan Moron Morgan, and for time purposes, I'm just going to call him Moron. He's a former Moreno Valley Unified School District trustee. And before that, we had a pimp and a panderer on the school board.
Well, damn.
Mike Rios. So, it's just amazing to me how these people get on. I
mean, I'm laughing because I know, I'm not laughing because they was pimping and pandering, but I'm just laughing because it's like,
you can't get a break.
It sounds like parody. It's like this is like Mad TV. What's really going on here?
Right. And, for those that are listening abroad, you're thinking, no, he can't be serious. Yes, I'm deadly serious.
With the kids.
Yes.
Wasn't he pimping and pandering some kids?
15-year-old, 14-year-old girls, and he's in prison right now. And so after he lost his seat, that seat was taken by somehow Evan Moron got on the seat. And Evan Moron, he was a big booster and supporter of a local developer here who owns the city. His name is Ido Bendizi, non-American citizen, been here 30 years, hasn't even bothered to get his citizenship. So for all my Republican and conservative people out there that, to me, that should be appalling to you right there.
What does he have? How is he allowed to be here?
He's a, illegal alien or resident?
Illegal resident.
No, he's a legal alien or resident.
I thought you said illegal.
No.
I was like, what?
Yeah, illegal alien or resident
so
or something
like
that.
Or something
right,
like
but
that.
You've been here 30 years. But see, the only thing a lot of my conservative friends really understand is money. They don't care, who you are, what's your background. You have a 3-star general that
Oh, yeah.
That, you know what I mean? This guy's he was in charge of the defense.
Flynn.
Yeah, Flynn. Defense industry, and he was willing to sell his country out for money.
And then they delayed the sentencing today, right?
Right. Well, was it delayed again today?
Yeah, they delayed it.
Okay, because I didn't hear anything about it yet, because I've been out in the yard working and stuff. So, but the funny thing is, though, think about this. They brought some other charges on him. His partner in his little company that he had, they charged that guy with conspiracy and all that other stuff. Now, whatever Mike Flynn gave to the special prosecutor was enough to make him, he's going to be a felon, there's no doubt about it, but he won't get any charges for those crimes.
Right.
The guy, basically, they have him dead to rights to selling out his country, and he won't do any jail time for that crime. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's rich. He's
well,
white.
He's connected. You know, he's connected. He was in the military.
Fox News would pick him up as a commentator.
Exactly.
A commentator.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but you know, but it's just amazing to me. You know how this goes.
It's like the modern day Ollie North.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, in this country, everything's for sale.
Oh yeah.
But you go to other countries, that doesn't happen.
Especially souls.
Right. Yeah. but other countries that doesn't happen there. So let me give you guys a quick update on Evan Moron. So I go down there, and you guys saw some of my videos. It was a quick update. You go to the courts, and for some reason, the courts don't want you to record in a public building that we pay for. So, and the judge is the arbitrator of that. I don't understand it. I understand in his courtroom, but if I'm going in the lobby of the court, I should be able to do whatever I want to do.
Or in the lobby, right?
Right. I should be, but some courts are like, because people don't understand the law, and I got a badge, I'm going to interpret the law for you. You know what I mean? Which doesn't make any sense, but that's freedom for you. See what I'm saying? So I go there, and of course you basically got to strip down as you're going through security. So you might as well come in there with just your G-string and your.
Do you got one?
Yeah. Hey, I gotta shake my moneymaker. Sometimes the rent is due. And I do a lot of big girl parties. For some reason, they love skinny guys.
That's why you got all this.
Yes, I got all of it. My sugar mama.
Got it.
So finally get through security. I'm sitting up there, and I'm about to get on the elevator, and guess who comes on the elevator with me? Evan Moron. And he's hey, what's up? And he said, what are you coming here for? I come here to see you get what you deserve.
Oh my God!
I mean, it is what it is. Because of those of you guys that have followed Evan Moron, he's a internet troll. Remember, I caught him being James Bond. He had done all this counterinsurgency and all this other stuff like that, and he was basically. There's two different cases. There's a illegal gun case, and a what was the other case? The
burglary.
The burglary. Burglary. So those are two different incidences. And they have a bunch of charges on this guy. And basically right now, what we're in was in the preliminary where they're trying to give him a deal. He's going to get a felony one way or the other. And that's going to follow you for the rest of your life. So he's trying to say, well, I want to go to veterans court. He's trying to get that in the mix. Now, for my fellow veterans out there, if you've spent 10 months in the military, I don't care what branch it is, that basically tells me you haven't even finished your A school. Your technical school, whatever it is, and you were separated for whatever reasons. You technically, in my opinion, and in my wisdom, to me, you weren't in the real military. You know what I mean? That's like, you're knocking on the door, like you went to ROTC, but then you said, I want to do something else. Right. Yeah, you went through the motions and you did everything. For some reason, you didn't complete it. So he's going to try to do that. And I said, well, I don't think veteran court is for felonies.
Well, as my mom used to say, nothing beats a fail but a try.
So
I'm testing out these new models.
Yeah. And so I'm talking to him, and I'm trying to get him some advice. And so he's telling me the story, what happened, by his thing. Of course, I'm empathetic to what he's saying, and trust me, I don't want to see anybody get more than what they deserve. Period. And yes, I should not kick a person when they're down, but in his case, I made an exception.
Oh, stop.
Okay. Because if you guys have followed Evan Moron, how do you get super nasty? See, that's the problem with you Christians. You guys want to get, some of the Christians are some of the nastiest people in the world.
No, you don't say.
Yes.
You're
absolutely.
Kidding.
They believe in slavery. They'll enslave people. They'll make you believe in their Jesus Christ, or they'll put you to death.
Even the one that came on my show and called me a ratchet.
Yes, absolutely. And don't get me wrong, I'm a Christian, but I have to call it out for what it is. You call yourself a Christian, and yet you do all these nasty things, and yet you don't expect anything to happen to you.
In the name of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Right. So I'm of that old Christianity. I believe that the Old Testament still has virtue, and it's still, you just don't take, the New Testament got rid of the Old Testament. Well, so thou shalt not kill doesn't apply?
Well, you got to
honor thy father.
You got to pick and choose.
Oh, we got to pick and choose through it?
Yes.
Okay.
You got to pick and choose stuff to suit your narrative.
To suit my narrative. Okay,
yes.
Gotcha. So I didn't know that. See, thank you for clarifying that. Mm-hmm. So, now is this time's come up it. So, when he was Mr. I'm backed by Ido Benvizi and the WLC and all that other stuff, and I'm empathetic to the situation. But the thing is, now it's time to pay the piper. And I'm going to be here to enjoy every minute of it.
Damn.
And that's what I was there for, and to let you guys know what's going to happen with this guy. And I'm going to follow this. Again, it was continued to January 4th, so mark your calendars for that. And the biggest thing that I have to say is I feel sorry for his children. Because here's a man that is in his middle 30s and made a stupid decision that has now going to cost not him, his children.
You know what? There's a very, I was going to say small chance, but it's a very large chance that'll get a slap on the wrist.
And I'm going to get to that, as you say, and you know where I'm going. So as I'm going into the Hall of Injustice.
Stop.
Okay. At least that's what, we call it on our side. It's called the Hall of Injustice. What's so funny? I'm telling you. It's called the Hall of Injustice.
Yes, you ain't lying.
Okay. So for us, if you're a person of color and you go in there and call it the Hall of Justice, you're in the wrong spot.
You're sadly mistaken.
Yes,
you might
need to go do
some research.
But I'm going in there and I never saw so many people. It was so many people that had to be served. We couldn't even get in the courtroom.
Damn. Busting at the seams. Standing
Busting at the seams during the holidays. Now, this man bent over, spread his cheeks for Ido Benvizi.
And he did that in court?
No. And Ido won't even cover this man's legal expenses.
He's like, who?
Yeah, exactly.
Evan who?
So
when
the public defender came out, I was shocked. All this money that was funneled to this man's.
So he didn't have no private counsel.
No private counsel. He's forced to do that. And I'll give it to Evan. He's one of those guys that will eat shit pie.
Well, golly.
He says, yeah, I'm that type of person. And you can tell me and I'll just eat it. I earned it, whatever it does. So, but here's the difference. I looked at him. Okay, I'm just a spectator. So I just came in what I had, my jacket. I'm good. He came to court with a sports coat on, tie, slacks, and everything like that, right?
Suited and booted.
Suited and booted. I looked at everybody else. They looked like they just rolled out of bed.
Can I ask you what color they were?
People of color.
That's because they knew they were in the Hall of Injustice, and no matter what they wore, it was I might as well save the good suit for when I get out.
Right. Okay. I didn't think of it that way.
I'm just saying.
However, though,
I don't want to put no good shit in the in storage for 10
However,
years.
though, I would still take a chance on trying to. First impressions are always good impressions. Because remember that guy that I told you that I got off of the thing when he was on the court. Yeah, you can see his tattoos, whatever. But he had sense enough, or this lawyer, the public defender, had sense enough to dress him up.
That reminds me of my nephew's case.
Okay, tell us about it.
Last week. Well, I didn't talk about it much because it was very aggravating. But one of my nephews, who was like a son to me, was on the front end of the
Injustice League.
The Injustice League, but on the front end of the resurgence, I guess you can say, of white people calling police on black people being black. Okay. So to make a long story short, him and his friends were hanging out. White guy passed by and started some mess with them. Is what he did.
Okay.
Accused them of assaulting him, tackling him like football players. Now, mind you, this is at night. He got out of the confines of his car, shoving the camera or his video phone, whatever, in their faces, and called the police on them and lied. And so they ended up with a charge of battery.
Okay.
All three, him and his friend.
Unsubstantiated charge of battery.
Unsubstantiated. And the cop went off as solely on the words of the white man. Okay. So this went on for 2 years. When I say this, the whole court case and everything, they kept on wanting my nephew and his friends to take a plea deal.
Okay.
And we're like, no, he's not taking a plea deal because they're not guilty. And so finally, when they had their day in court, All three of them were found. And now this is where I guess we can say was justice, found not guilty unanimously. The jury was like, in fact, they thought that the white man should have been charged because he was blatantly lying. The guy is 6'4", 250 pounds, saying that these, my nephew is probably 5'9", 5'10".
About my size.
Yeah.
About my size.
All of them are about your size, saying they tackled him and pinned him down. And... he was on blood thinners and he could have had a heart attack.
Right. And they were bloodthirsty for him.
Yeah, he just completely lied. He was suing them punitively, wanted money from them and all this other stuff. And so, that day justice won. The jury was very diverse, and that's why I say it's very important for, people of color to show up to jury duty. Glad
you said that.
Because
Absolutely.
that will determine, your fate in a lot of cases. His jury, I think it was 2 blacks, 2 Hispanics, some Asians, and white people. So it was very mixed. But
it made the difference.
It made the difference. I really believe that it made the difference. And like I said, they said, in fact, he should have been charged for blatantly lying. And even a police officer shows up to lie for him to the point where the judge was like, she says, he was psychologically damaged. And the judge said, how do you know that? You're a police officer.
Right.
Do you know this man? And the police officer had only been on the force 6 months. And just made a whole bunch of mistakes, but she went to testify on this man's behalf.
Was this a white woman?
She was Mexican.
Of course.
Yeah, so she testified on his behalf. But like I said, it worked out in his favor. But to your point, my nephew was suited and booted because he was the only one that testified. Right. But he was, well groomed and everything. So that made a difference, I'm sure, as well.
Absolutely. So, for those that are listening, I know, like, Dee says, sometimes, you're in the Hall of Injustice, so it ain't going to matter. But sometimes it does. Your first impression. Because if you're telling me that this murderous guy, and I see this 5'9", skinny, he looks like a young, obvious. And by the way, I don't know if he's college educated, or I know, but I'm saying the judge doesn't know that. But if that comes out, what? Well, you're telling me this college educated kid is going to do, and he's dressed looking. Right. His pants ain't sagging. I mean, that's important, especially when you go to the Hall of Injustice. It is. Right. It is. It might make the slimmest of difference, as slim as it is, but it makes a difference.
Well, they've always said, they being people from the caveman days, I'm quite sure, said that, first impressions matter. You'll never get another one. And so when people see you, I don't care. People just size you up. They judge you by what you're wearing. Right. Like you said, a long time ago, I read a book called The Millionaire Next Door, which it was really based off of Donovan's life story. It is. It talked about people thinking I would know a millionaire when I saw one. Right. Because, he's getting out of a Bentley and he's got this, Italian suit and this Rolex, but it's not true. Per The Millionaire Next Door says that he's just your average guy, like yourself.
But you wouldn't know it.
He doesn't have a $20,000 watch. He's got one from where you get yours from, Amazon.
Casio.
Yeah,
1980s.
You drive a regular car, nothing flashy, so you can't tell a book by its cover, but people will just assume.
Exactly.
Like people assume that you're a street urchin.
Right. True. Absolutely. There's a saying in our community: "Fake it until you make it."
Fake it until you make it.
And so you got these guys got all the bling on. The shit's gonna turn green after 2 or 3 weeks. So,
all right, or the jeweler is ringing their phone off the hook. Hey, you've missed a payment. We're trying to collect.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. How do you make an impression to put all this bullshit on and sag your pants by your knees because you're trying to attract? I don't know what you're trying to attract looking like that, but you're doing that trying to look hip hop. But then you go to the Hall of Injustice, which isn't controlled by us,
right?
And you're feeding into the narrative of that negativity that they see on TV.
Which makes me wonder, where are the good older people with wisdom in their circle? Like, boy, don't you go down there in that courthouse with them with your skippy showing, your drawers, your pants hanging off your ass.
Well, I'm going to get to that in a second. So Evan comes in there. I didn't really recognize him at first because he was clean shaven. He if you looked at Evan when he walked into the door, you would have thought he was a lawyer.
Wow.
Okay.
We might get
clean cut, white looking kid, whatever deal is, right? So, and that's what I was saying. I said, he's playing it to the hill. Right. So, and, he's using his veteran status. I said, hey, I'm not mad at you. I'm listening to his story. He's telling me the thing. Of course, I'm not his judge. I'm just glad to see you in this predicament right now.
Wow. Are you really glad?
I am. Because
you're not very glad.
No. Like I said, I'm sad for his children.
Right.
But at 30-something years old, you got to grow up, young man. But see, that goes back to the white privilege. He felt because he was white, oh, I could do this. I could go and knock into somebody's door. And I'm from Moreno Valley. You know, you're a white dude. You're a white. Never forget that.
Well, probably that's probably why he was doing what he was doing.
Exactly. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Right. I'm white. I'm right. I get away with it.
Right. You know, like I said, I live in a Hispanic community right now. But that doesn't change who I am.
What does right now mean?
Well, because I might be getting the hell out of here. No, but you know what I mean? Because, you know, well, the demographics have changed.
Got it.
Because before this was a white neighborhood. It was never a black neighborhood.
Then they let your black ass in here.
Us military folks.
There went the neighborhood.
Right. Well, no.
No, just like.
Then the Mexicans came in. It went from, and the white folks just started, I'm getting out of here. Because it was never a black neighborhood. We were the only blacks here for a long time. And of course, you got that other brother way over there. He's been here for a long time as well. So I'm looking at Evan. He's telling me the story. And here's one of the things that, and like I said, you know, if he gets off great, I mean, he's not getting off with that one felony. They're going to make it. They're going to stick it to him. And there's a little bit more to it, but I can't go into that because it goes into some other things. So the moral of the story is I told him this. I said, if you happen to go to jail, if that's where this leads, you better get a Aryan Nation tattoo on your body somewhere.
On your booty.
Something. You know, because...
That is so wrong. You know
I'm giving him advice.
I'm sorry, Evan.
Yeah, but I'm giving him advice that he's going to need. Because if you go in there, like I said, what did I tell you? If I went to prison, what exactly was going to happen to me?
He said you would be too sweet.
Yes. From Penitentiary, the movie Penitentiary, I would be too sweet. No, remember I told you I would go in there as a double Muslim.
Right. I'm killing you and me.
Yes.
Right.
I'm going in there as a double Muslim. Okay. You know, I can't wait to meet Allah and take you with me.
We going hand in hand.
Exactly.
As Steven said on the Django, up into the by and by.
Exactly. So, you know, Evan's going to go in there. You become an Aryan Nation member because let's face it, the people of brown and the people that are color in there, there's so much hate because if I'm a black guy and I went through the halls of injustice, I'm mad at him. The system is him.
Well, let me ask you this. Part of the stuff that you guys, not just you, but in some of the stuff I've seen too, say that he's been saying and engaged in, maybe he's already in.
Could be.
But,
you know, he's using that white privilege to a hilt. And, you know, and I didn't blame him.
Wouldn't you?
Of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, like I said, he looked totally different than all the other defendants that were in there. And I said, this is a damn shame. But
it's a damn shame.
No. You know, and like I said, I wish him luck. I don't wish any bad things as physically to happen to him.
Oh, yeah. No,
I just
don't wish that on
I just hope he realizes now you don't associate yourself with certain people. You put your ass out there, you ruined your reputation, you lost your family, all for some dude that doesn't give a damn about you.
Did Ito make him do the gun thing? And
no.
Oh, that's totally different. Clarify that.
But what I'm saying is, he put himself out there for this guy's organization.
Okay.
And lost his reputation and did all this stuff. I mean, he had no support. Wait, I think I was the only one there.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. It's like, well, gosh, all the things I've done for you, you can at least show up and hold my hand.
Something. Where was Victoria Criminal Baca? Where was Luis Palomares?
They were busy.
The crime grandma. Where was she at?
Busy.
Where was Raphael Ramirez?
Oh, he was busy too.
Did you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
You did all that, and the only person that was there I wasn't there to support you.
I'm about to say, you ain't got a guy to kick it.
Yeah. I wasn't there to support you, but I was there.
Right.
Somebody that knows you.
Did you give him you did give him some words of wisdom?
Yes, absolutely. Don't drop the soap.
You know what?
You know, keep your booty hole clean.
Wow. No, you might want to keep it dirty. That way,
keep it dirty. Carry plenty of condoms in your pocket.
They don't do that in prison, I don't think.
Well, you better get some. Get it on your books.
Last time I heard they was using potato chip bags as protection.
Some aluminum foil from the kitchen.
Now that sounds painful.
No, but you know, I told him, I said, look, you know, I hope this works out for you because I really don't want to see that happening because he's a fairly young guy,
and he's made dude go to jail,
and he's made I do, and he's made several mistakes because if he's lucky, using his white privilege, he could probably get a year, which is going to get him to the prison. It's going to get him to the county.
Yeah, you get under a year. You straight.
Yeah, so
some of these jails are treacherous too.
Right, but I also told him if you know something, you need to talk to the Public Integrity Unit and let them know about Ida. I mean, why are you giving your loyalty to a guy that don't obviously just use you like a used condom?
Well, is he still giving his loyalty to him?
You ain't giving up nothing. I would have gone to the DA and say, I know something about Ito Benvizi. And what's going on about?
I guess the point, because I'm confused, and that doesn't take much. Mm-hmm. But I'm just trying to figure out, is Ito anyway that connected to what he's going through or the charges at all?
I don't know.
But for now, no.
No. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just say no. But the point is, though, the WLC criminal investigation, the biggest in FBI history, that case has never been closed.
So you think he might have some intel?
Of course.
So
he got funneled $15,000 that went to his mama to him. So he knows some intricate ins and outs of whatever.
So I'm trying to draw a picture here. So you're saying basically Ito is not directly linked to what his nonsense, but he might be able to use some of the stuff he knows. As a, hey,
I've got something that, I don't know if you guys already know this or not, but this is what I know.
Got it.
Do you do a Michael Flynn?
Right, I was about to say he might want to take some of Trump's homies.
Advice and use it to his advantage to lower his charges. Why wouldn't you do that? I do that for my children. Him and his wife ain't together, so fuck her.
Maybe it's not that. It's neither here or there. Maybe the DA is like, we're talking apples and oranges here.
However, there's an investigation. It doesn't matter if you're talking apples and oranges. If there's an investigation, it's just, okay, Robert Mueller, his thing is the Russia thing. Anything else he finds, what did he do? Trump's company did this. Okay, I'll give that to the New York people to investigate.
Right, true.
See, and that's what I'm saying.
And then homeboy from lying to Congress, he's getting his 3 years.
Right. And then I can go to that DA because all these injustice people know each other. Hey, he really helped me out on this thing. I need you guys to work something out.
I'm working on Trump.
Right. So, and that's what I was saying. Use everything you can use to get out of this.
Got it.
Because unfortunately, you get a felony. Whatever military benefits you're getting, dude, they're going to look at that and possibly pull it.
He might want to fight that like hell.
Right, exactly. Right. So, but in the Hall of Injustice, there was a grandmother and a grandfather sitting there, and they were there supporting their grandkids or whatever. The kids were in there, I believe, on a theft. And the grandma and the grandpa, I was looking at them like, what the fuck are you doing here?
They're seeing about their grandbaby.
Maybe if they had taught their wait, so you're telling me their grandbaby doesn't know right from wrong? Why would you take somebody else's stuff that's not yours?
Well, because what had happened was he thought it was his.
Okay.
But it turns out it really wasn't. And by the time they realized, it was like, I'll just keep it.
Okay, but here's the thing in our community. And see, I'm not saying you don't support your grandbaby, whatever, but they were sitting there like it was no big deal.
I mean,
you know what I mean? We need to do better put it like this. If my mother, and my brother could vouch this, received a phone call from me and the phone ID said Robert Presley Detention Center, my mom would have blocked the phone.
Well, I'm sure she's going to answer and be like, no, what's wrong?
No. My mom would block the phone.
I mean, because you might be in there for something you didn't do.
My mom would block the phone.
My mama, R.I.P., would at least answer the phone and say, okay, what's going on here?
No. My mom would have blocked the phone because
I was pimping Donovan.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah. And I made millions. Girl,
let me come on and get you out of there.
Right. No. And the reason why my mom would block the phone is because I'm a grown man. I'm responsible. I have no reason calling my mom to bail me out.
I'm just saying, you might have got something happened. Somebody accused you of rape.
No. But the thing is, I'm in a position to where I will get myself out of it. I'm a grown man. My mom would never receive that call.
Or she'd at least pick up the phone and be like, where the bail money at, boy?
No.
Where the money at?
My mom would not do that. Seriously. She would not do that. I'm a grown man.
I'll have to take your word for it.
So I put myself in that position. I need to get myself out. Simple as that. We have to stop crutching these young adults and have them figure it out because grandma is in there putting the house up, and that's why we're losing all this stuff.
I ain't putting the house up, especially if you did, if there's just no way out and you did it. I'm not putting my house up. No, I mean, we would try to, shoot for the best case scenario, but I need a place to live.
Right. But what did I tell you on previous shows? People got to be honest with themselves. Sometimes if your child ain't shit, your child ain't shit. I'm sorry.
Well, not a lot of times if your child ain't shit, it's probably because you ain't shit.
Right. And the grandmother did have a little ratchetness in her, and I was like, wow. Because then I'm looking at the grandmother, okay?
But then where's the mama?
I have no idea.
And the daddy. Why is the grandma and the grandpa?
Oh, wait. I did overhear him say that. The kids are on their way to see mom and dad.
They were?
Yes. Mom and dad is already in jail.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, maybe.
It's a family affair.
But maybe grandma and grandpa was like, we're trying to save him. And
okay.
If mom and dad, are criminals, then maybe it's a little bit learned behavior. And
okay, and I agree with that. Now, grandma is sitting there, and these boys have their pants sagging down, and they're about to go in front of a judge, and they look like that.
Yeah, somebody should have said to them, I'm sorry.
Because even me...
Pick your pants up.
Yeah, even me, I'm just a guest. I had a sports jacket on. And I looked halfway...
But that's just the way I think times have changed now because... not even 10, 15 years ago, you couldn't go into a courtroom. In fact, a judge would admonish you and say, you can't dress like that in my courtroom.
Right.
You need to put some clothes on.
You can't have shorts and
tank tops.
Right.
All that. But even on TV, you see people with the disco, shirts on and all that.
It was very disturbing because the women that were there, thank God there wasn't a lot of black women, but there was a lot of Hispanic women. They had their Wonder Woman tattoos all on their chest. It was just sad. I was just looking at them like
Wonder Woman tattoo.
Well, one girl had a Wonder Woman insignia on her chest.
Let's see if this Wonder Woman tattoo gonna get you out of
here. Right. And I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking either we have major mental illness in the colored community, being black, brown, whatever, or something's wrong because it's like you don't show up like this.
Well, you know how I say. I don't think it's just exclusive to us.
No, but I can only speak on
but I like
ratchetness. I know.
A little bit. I got tattoos, but you won't see them unless I show them to you because
Al showed me the one that he took a picture when he was behind there.
You stupid. Stupid as hell.
He said,
"Why am I talking into this microphone like this? I don't know."
No, Al said your little tramp stamp. He said,
"No, I don't have no tramp stamp now."
Okay.
But the point that I'm making is because I do, delve into the professional world often.
Yes.
Last thing I want is for people, like when my nephew, the DA was prosecuting him. She had a big old tattoo on her ankle. Mm-hmm. It's like, even my daughter made a good point. She says, never trust a woman with a tattoo on her ankle. But I'm just jokingly, obviously. But she's a DA,
right?
And
times are changing,
right? I guess. But to me, let's say you do own your own business, which a lot of times we delve into our own stuff. You still want to come off as professional.
Absolutely.
I don't want to be the chick showing up with a tattoo on the side of my face, talking about let me help you, with your image and help you polish yourself.
Or I go to the bank and you're saying, "Oh, let me give you some financial information."
Well, I've worked in a bank and I've seen bankers, managers with tattoos on their hands or ankles. It's like the old J.P. Morgan, Chase, and all them. They rolling over in the damn grave.
See what. Here's one thing I know about going to court, because I love law, I love politics. They kind of go hand in hand. Mm-hmm. Most of your congressional men have have law degrees.
Right.
And that's how they end up stealing from us and doing everything that they're doing. 9 times out of 10, if you're 22 years old and you're on some kind of charge, you're not going to be judged by a 22-year-old. And that's just the facts of the matter.
Right.
Now, the person might be 36 or something like that, but you see what I'm saying? You're not going to be judged by your peer.
Got it. Somebody's been there, done that. Well, not been there, done that, but...
Right. But that goes back to what we've been saying on this show from day one. We need to show up to court. See, put it like this. I wouldn't need to do a plea deal if I knew I had a chance of being judged by my community.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't need to do it, but I'd be, get the hell out of here with that. No, look, I got six, hey, dog, you know what's up. You know what's up.
Right. We should show up.
Right.
Now, there are cases, obviously, people are guilty.
Yes.
But there's a lot of cases where people are not guilty.
Or it's circumstantial evidence.
Yeah, or they get it, like you said, they just take the plea deal because it's like, well, if you don't take this deal, you're looking at doing 15 years. Mm-hmm. And, if I was you, I would do it. And so, okay, I might be getting off, but I still have a charge that I'm going to have to answer to for the rest of my life. That is probably going to be detrimental to me getting a job or a good quality job. No matter, like in my nephew's situation, he's got 2 degrees. Mm-hmm. And that one charge he was going to have to answer to assault. Even if it was a misdemeanor, he was still going to have to answer to that. And so that negates his whole education.
Right.
Because people, when they see assault, they just figure, oh, well, they're violent. I don't want to take a chance.
Right.
Especially if you're a black man.
Right. And you got to remember this. Okay, Evan being a white guy, and then notice he's white when it's convenient. He's down when it's not. Like I said, he's going over there trying to do the gangster move and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But the arrest never goes away. You're going to have to explain that for the rest of your life.
Right.
And being a white guy, he could probably go on and open a multi-million-dollar business.
And he probably will.
Yeah. But, us of color, the minute they say, yeah, we did a background check and we see that you were arrested on this day. Could you explain
Well,
that?
they actually, thank God for my nephew, they weren't arrested.
Okay.
I mean, it, wrote up a citation and come to court type stuff, but.
Right, but you know what I mean? But if you're in a situation where there's an arrest, that arrest never goes away. Right. You're going to have to explain that. And sometimes you might be in a situation, they say, well, yeah, I was accused of stealing or embezzling, but those charges were dismissed or they were dropped.
Right.
Some people be like, well, no, even if you got caught up in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a way to disqualify. Gosh, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was assault.
Right. Because even in the military, they look at that and they say, well, you were arrested 9 times. That's a pattern,
9 times,
right.
golly.
There's a pattern there. Or even if you're like 2 or 3 times, there's a pattern there. You can't even get a top secret clearance based on that, depending. So I'm going to tell you guys, one place people of color do not need to be is the halls of injustice. They really don't need to be there. And again, Evan's case was continued to January 4th. I do not wish him any ill will, only because of his children. Right. They need their father. Their father needs to be in their life. But I will tell Evan, like I told him, you have lost a lot of credibility and you have lost a lot in your life because you associated yourself before you even got involved with Highland Fairview. You were doing okay. You had your family. The minute you got involved with Highland Fairview, everything started falling apart.
Maybe he thought he was invincible to some degree.
No, there are some people that they oh, wow, look at this, there's a millionaire and he's talking to me and I'm in that circle. And where was Victoria Baca? Where were all these people? And for those of you, Carla Thornton, Klepto Carla, let that be a lesson to you. Where are all these people?
You know who your friends are when you're in that situation.
Marcelo Coe went to federal prison. He was in Victoria Baca's Democratic Club. But the minute he got popped, he was a criminal.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he'll be getting out soon. But the minute he got popped, Victoria Baca's thing, and you can see it on the video cast of the city council. I don't know anything about that. He was a criminal. But bitch, he was in your group. Now you're going to turn on this guy. I mean, it's the same pattern. I hope you learn something from this. And for those of you that think you're going to make a big payday, I'm glad my man Al Bundy, Leroy Holt got the hell out.
And he hasn't been seen or heard from since, huh?
No, he never lived here to begin with. So, but do you see what I'm saying? You got to be very careful when you're dealing with these people. This dude, Ito Benvizi, will use you up and spit you out. And he can tell. That's why he knew he could never come to me, because I'm a person of integrity.
Well, speaking of you,
yes,
you went through something this past week.
What was that?
You had a trial. Or not.
Absolutely.
I said a trial. See,
yes.
Just because you're a black man, you had a trial.
and I'm glad you brought that up as we're running out of time here. For those of you guys that know, that forgot.
They ain't forgot.
I sued Raul Sanchez for libel. Okay. Now, they're going to spin this, they're going to spin that, whatever, and the other show that has 13 viewers, whatever. Here's the deal. Libel is what it is. Libel is written communication, something that is not true. Everybody knows I'm not behind recalls. I've never been behind recalls. The judge ruled that if you advocate for something, you are behind it. Now, a lot of you guys are listening now saying, what? That doesn't make any sense. But that's how he ruled. I have 30 days to appeal that ruling. And I'm thinking about, I might do it. I don't know. But, the hard part is finding Raul, because he has different places. And don't get me wrong. And it wasn't a personal thing. I mean, it's personal, but I don't mind people saying truthful stuff about, Donovan's an asshole. Okay, that's true.
Yeah, it's true.
Donovan's a loudmouth. That's true.
I'm a witness.
There you go. But don't say stuff that's not true. You know what I mean? So I don't have a problem with that. And what he said was not true. Everybody knows my name is not on any papers of recalls. I don't believe in them. They are what they are. It is what it is.
Right.
But advocating for something does not mean you're behind it. So that commissioner could kiss my ass.
The commissioner in the injustice.
Yeah, in the injustice system, small claims. So, I guess I heard Raul put out like he won a victory. If you're the defendant, you didn't win anything. I lost, but you didn't win.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess you got to give it to him. And anytime you come out victorious, if you will, you want to kind of gloat a little bit.
Sure, yeah, sure.
So that's expected. Mm-hmm. But I saw a lot of the other local publications gloating about it.
Okay.
In fun, and not in fun. I mean, they were like, "Ha ha, that's what you get."
Right.
Local loud mouth, local big mouth, loses this case. So they were happy, but I mean, it's just to be expected. It's like, so what? Move on.
Sure. And but see, here's the funny thing. The more they talk about you, if you don't talk about me, I ain't doing my job.
That's right. So keep on
talking. Doing it. Because everybody's like, Donovan, who? Who's that? What show?
Right.
What's going on?
Because admittedly, because I was tagged on it. Somebody actually tagged me because the picture that Raul used of you was kind of like
one of my weightlifting.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, dude, let's look at your weightlifting pictures or your pictures with no shirt on. I mean, I'm just saying if we want to be fair about it, but let's take one with your shirt on.
Well, the thing is, wait a minute. People pay money to try to look like me.
Well, I believe they do. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, I mean, if you want to play that game, I mean, put a picture up there with no shirt on. But admittedly, on those posts, it was like 2 people, 3, 4, at the best. That liked
same old people, right?
2 people who, some people probably were like, what?
Right.
What's going on?
Right. What's actually happening? But, we have an old saying. Controversy sells. The more you talk about me, just please continue to talk about me because I didn't lose anything in the transaction.
Right.
I didn't lose.
I always thought that you mentioned it. You should mention it.
Yeah, absolutely. I should mention it. But that goes out for those that let you know. I'm not going to let you just lie on me. I will take you to court.
Well, and the crazy part is too about the situation. You didn't even know who he was until
had
he
no
invoked
idea.
Your name.
Right.
So it's like, why are you focusing on me? I don't even know who you are.
Right. Exactly. So. Again, congratulations, Raul. Like I said, I have nothing against him personally. I mean, I think he's a cool dude. We have something in common. We both like R&B. He does his job as a promoter to bring R&B back. I support that.
Is that what he does?
Yeah.
Bring R&B back?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. He's a big R&B guy.
I wonder if he knows who the king of R&B is. That's a debate that's going around right now.
Bobby Brown.
Okay.
No.
Well, Bobby Brown says that he is.
Right.
Okay?
But, so, again, I support him with that. I mean, in a country that's supposed to be free, everybody's not supposed to be the same. Everybody's supposed to be different. There's some things I like, some things I don't like. It is what it is. Now, I could go and say something about Raul that isn't really popular, but it's true.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know that in what we do, it gets funny sometimes, and sometimes it gets ugly. But you kind of want to stay away from that kind of stuff. At least I try to.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, sometimes it's unavoidable. And like, our good mentor somewhere in New York, Charlamagne and God says, when they go low, you take it to the floor right with their ass.
Exactly. And I'm that guy to do that.
We're not going to go high.
Exactly. All right, so I addressed that, and like I said, let the word go out. I don't mind you saying stuff about me that's true, but please do not say stuff that is not true. I have nothing else to do with my time, and that case took 6 months of continuation, and I have no problem doing it. So if you got the time, so do I.
You got the time. He's got the time.
That's it. So in the second hour, we're going to be talking to Demetra K. Demetra, what are you talking about, sweetheart?
Well, there is this case. It's trending around the internet where this girl, she lists a whole bunch of her bills, and she's got quite a bit of bills. And so at the bottom of it, she says, so now you see why I don't have time to answer your "what are you doing" text. And that's been hotly debated. And so we're going to go ahead and discuss that.
Right on. And again, Demetra K Show, you guys check it out. Facebook Live. Look up Demetra K. 3 p.m. Sundays. Check her out. Also, Pastor Don show was today. Check him out, Reflections Church. And he has another page called Don Meinberg Author. Check that out, where he's selling children's books. And,
nice.
Before I go, I want to tell everybody Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Blah humbug.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. We'll see you guys in the second hour. Stand by.